What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about that, guys. Please stay with me. I'm trying to get a better schedule here, try to upload videos as much as I can. I just don't want to upload crappy quality videos for you guys with no thought into it. Just, you know, while I'm working and just trying to throw a video out just for the heck of it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait till I'm home. I'm going to wait till I can edit and give you guys the best quality that I can possibly can. So, today's topic, I really want to talk about the trade deadline. And I know people have exhausted this topic time and time again, but I've yet to really put my 2 cents into things. So I guess let's get started. So obviously the whole Evan Engram thing and that debacle going down right now, as rumors are coming out that the Giants are not interested in trading Evan Engram right now. They still feel like he's, quote, an explosive playmaker. While I understand that, and I understand why they do not want to kind of trade him yet, is because I think they probably shopped him and weren't getting the good value for Evan Engram, and probably a 5th round pick and below that. I was on record as saying I wouldn't give up Evan Engram for a 5th round pick and below that, and I'm not just going to cut him as well because he is valuable. I know Evan Engram holds value. I know that there are GMs out there, scouts, tight end coaches, offensive coordinators, head coaches out there and saying, well, damn, I probably could really do something with Evan Engram. And, you know, a coach's pride can really go a long way, and a coach's belief in somebody and belief in their own ability to get potential out of a player can go a long way. I still believe Evan Engram holds that, and a coach really thinks that of Evan Engram, so I would not back down of anything less than a 4th round pick, or I'm not trading him yet. Because Evan Engram can still create separation. He's still a mismatch nightmare. He's still a guy that can, you know, get a defense. I mean, who else are they really game playing for? Darius Slayton. I mean, they're not really game. There's no Saquon's not on the field. We don't have Odell Beckham, obviously. Evan Engram is pretty much the most explosive guy that we have. Unfortunately, he can't catch the ball very well, but you have to admit that he is probably the most dangerous threat on our offense right now if he were to play consistently, if he were on a consistent basis. His physicality at the tight end position really gets him open. It creates separation. It creates a problem and a mismatch for defenses. So if you're not getting anything less, anything more than a 5th round pick, don't trade him. Keep him on there and run two tight end sets if you need to. Use him as a decoy. Do something with him. It's something that he doesn't really need to catch the ball. Really, he just needs to be on the field. A lot of teams actually do that with a lot of other players. So I'm in agreement with the Giants right now. You don't just cut a player, especially a guy that's a former 1st round pick. You want to make sure you get compensation. I know a lot of people are like, KB, why don't you can't honestly think that you're gonna get compensation for Evan Engram? You're retarded. Okay, you have to understand the NFL business side of things, and you know, making sure you advance in, I don't know, progress of the team after every transaction that you make. Okay, you cut Evan Engram. What happens after that? Caden Smith is promoted. Okay, Caden Smith was already on the team, so why isn't he playing? You know, so you have to make sure you get compensation for every transaction that you make. You get progress in a compensation. And so, Evan Engram, I'm just not going to trade. I'm not going to trade him for anything less than a 5th round pick, and I'm not just going to straight off cut ties with him because he still provides something on this team. You have to admit there were some games where he was like one of the players of the game. Okay, he was constantly coming up in the 4th quarter, getting crucial catches and first downs, catching the ball underneath and getting a first down. That's because of his physicality there and his athletic ability. A lot of people think Golden Tate is one of the top targets to be traded, for the Giants. He's the guy that, you could dump the contract. He's getting up there in age. Probably the perfect situation to do that, right? I say you should not trade Golden Tate. And everybody must be blowing their minds. Why not trade Golden Tate? First of all, we're talking about a New York Giants team that have 4 wide receivers on the roster right now. I think they just signed Corey Coleman to the active, so maybe it's 5. Don't quote me on that. 4 or 5. Either way, you have 3 of those wide receivers really injury prone. You got Darius Slayton, not really injury prone, but Darius Slayton has some injuries this year and last year, both his years. Sterling Shepard, we don't even need to get into Sterling Shepard. And Corey Coleman, who we just signed, is known to be having injury issues. That's why he's a first-round bust. That's 3 receivers right there, and we don't know what we're getting with Austin Mack as well. Golden Tate has been the single most consistent wide receiver on this roster, bar none. It doesn't even, nobody comes second to Golden Tate as far as production goes on this team. I know Darius Slayton has had 2 good games, but he was completely silent in the other games. Golden Tate has come up time and time again to prove that he is the most consistent wide receiver. It's sad to say, but he is so. And why I say that, why am I talking about how consistent Golden Tate is? It shouldn't matter if we're just trying to, rebuild, right? It does matter when you're trying to get production out of your quarterback. If you want to see if Daniel Jones is really the guy, you don't go out your way to trade away his weapons and say, hey, we're rebuilding right now. Show me what you got. And by the way, if you do terribly, we're probably going to replace you this year. That's not how you give your quarterback the best chance to succeed. You always want to give your quarterback the best chance to succeed. And if you really want to see, if you really want to put Daniel Jones to the test and see what he can do, you got to give him weapons. I'm not saying go out and trading for somebody, but the weapons that he has already, don't touch them. Just, Evan Engram, obviously, if we get a 4th round pick or over that will be doable, because time and time again, Evan Engram has been the reason Daniel Jones has either turned over the ball or missed a 3rd down conversion or missed a touchdown pass, right? It's been pretty much Evan Engram is the reason. With Golden Tate, he's been the most consistent wide receiver there. I don't see a benefit in trading Golden Tate, because I guarantee you're not going to get anything more than a 6th rounder. You're not getting anything more than a 6th round pick for Golden Tate. I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care what teams need wide receivers. I don't care what championship team needs a wide receiver. Golden Tate is past his 30s, at the tail end of his career, getting paid too much money, and also has had an injury this year already. Golden Tate is far past his prime. His prime was like his early Detroit years and his Seattle days. He's way past his prime, 2 teams later. All right, Golden Tate will not give you anything more than a 6th round pick. I don't think that's worth giving Daniel Jones less to work with, because Golden Tate has been Daniel Jones' go-to guy all season. Darius Slayton can't get open and get consistently open. Sterling Shepard is on and off the field. Austin Mack has like a catch for 1 yard in his career. All right, we need some consistency at the wide receiver position to help Daniel Jones and really see what he has. If you don't give him weapons, obviously Daniel Jones is not going to look like the guy. All right, Daniel Jones is not the type of guy that's going to make everybody better, like a Tom Brady, like an Aaron Rodgers. I think we've all acknowledged that by now. You should not trade Golden Tate. Next, I'm going to give you the reasons why we should not trade for Kenny Golladay. I know some rumors have happened that Kenny Golladay is on the trade block and the Giants were very interested. I think they may be true, but I think it's very foolish of the Giants organization to do so. Okay, Kenny Golladay is in his contract year this year. As you guys know, he's one of the better receivers in the NFL, especially at the 50-50 ball, the deep ball. This guy is one of the best to do it so far, this year, and so far, in his career since he's been in the league. That's how he's made his money, right? He's going to be making money this year. You're talking about probably $19 to $20 million for a wide receiver. I don't know if he might go that high, although because he's not that high in yards. He's always high in touchdowns and yards per reception. He's always high in those categories. But so as far as leading receivers, I don't think he's that high up there. But he's probably going to get 16, 17. I'd say 16 to 20. Around that range, $16 to $20 million. We just got rid of a wide receiver in Odell Beckham Jr., who was making about $20 million a year, and I think it was a huge blessing to the team, because I don't think we would have had James Bradbury or Blake Martinez, or maybe even signed Leonard Williams to a contract. I don't think we have those guys if Odell Beckham remains on the team. And if you look at your time with Odell Beckham in the past, although we weren't paying him big money, he was on his rookie contract. What did Odell Beckham really bring to the Giants to get them to win games? Okay, Odell Beckham may have been able to come in the clutch sometimes, but there's only so much a wide receiver can do when there's 4 other wide receivers. Well, there's 3 or 2 other wide receivers on the field. Okay, Odell you know, has only, in his time with the New York Giants, Odell only saw one winning season with the New York Giants, and a lot of people, almost the majority, will say it's because of the defense. That New York Giants offense in 2016 was only scoring 18 points a game with Odell Beckham on the roster. Okay, we could say, well, he had nobody else there. Okay, what is the difference today? What is the difference today? We still have Sterling Shepard, okay, just like back then. Still have Sterling Shepard. We've got Darius Slayton now, and then adding Kenny Golladay is supposed to change anything? I don't think it's going to help us win games. He's going to be a huge waste to our cap. We are projected to have about $21 million in cap next year due to the cap coming down to a projected amount of $175 million, a $25 million decrease from this year. So because of COVID, because of, they're losing revenue on things and like tickets and things like that, so that is the reason why there. Kenny Golladay would not be a good move for the Giants, as they're trying to rebuild right now. If the Giants want to do anything, you cut Golden Tate at the end of this year. You can do all that and save cap room next year, and you could cut him. And then bring in, draft a wide receiver. I don't even think the Giants should sign Kenny Golladay in free agency. Do not sign a $20 million wide receiver when you are trying to rebuild. That is probably one of the biggest no-nos I can ever give you. The biggest advice I can give you is don't sign wide receivers to big money if you are a rebuilding team. It never works out. Don't do it. All right, draft your wide receivers. They're very easy to come by. You have 3 or 4 of them on the field at the same time. Make it work. Okay, you don't need a $20 million. I think every Super Bowl ever has proved that you don't need $20 million wide receivers. You don't need top tier paid wide receivers to win football games. Okay, you can get it done with the guys that you draft on their rookie contracts and do it that way. We are a rebuilding team. Kenny Golladay has no place on this roster right now. I'm a huge fan of Kenny Golladay, as I try to get rid of a gas bubble. I'm a huge fan of Kenny Golladay, trust me. I love what he can do. I had him on fantasy last year, and it was a huge surprise to me, okay? I traded him with Stephon Diggs last year, didn't think anything of it. Stephon Diggs was doing terrible for me in the beginning of the year. Traded for Kenny Golladay and wound up working wonders. So that is all for I got for you guys today. Just huge trade deadline news for the New York Giants and what I think should go down. Obviously, a quick little run cap will say, do not trade Evan Engram if it's anything less than a 5th round pick. A 5th round pick and less than that. Do not trade him, and do not cut him for that either. Wait till the next year to trade Evan Engram. And then do not trade Golden Tate as well, as he's one of the most consistent wide receivers on the roster. If you really want to see what Daniel Jones can do, and if you really want to try to see if he's the guy, and you're trying to figure that out, you have to keep him on the roster. And number 3, do not trade for Kenny Golladay as well. So do not, all right? Giants, don't do anything in trade deadline. Just don't do anything. You don't need to do anything. Nothing needs to happen. You don't need to sell anybody. You don't need to buy anybody. Just don't do anything. Wait till next year and see what happens. That being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'll see you guys in the next video.